This workout. So I'm so excited to have you. I want to know basically where you're from and why you decided to join this workout today. All right. If you're ready to go ahead and join me. Let's start with some, my butt just hit the wall. Let's start with some lateral lunges to both sides. Okay. Keeping the chest up, drop it down and up. I do not have any music going this morning. Okay. So if you want to have some music on at your place, in the background, if you want to cast me up to your television so you can really follow along, that's fine, or to your computer, whatever it may be. All right? That's totally good. You're going to get the full effect as if you're in class with me. Beautiful. If there's anyone in here who is one of our Stretch Like a Gymnast students, please let me know your presence as well. All right, so now with these lateral lunges, we're going to stay on one side, and then we're going to push that leg up. So what I mean is you're going to lateral lunge, and then this leg is going to push us that direction, come off the ground, and then go back, okay? We'll do that 5 times. 2, 3, 4. I see a lot of comments coming in. And 5. Other side. Ready? This side. 1. Good. 2. I can't wait to read. 3, 4, and 5. All right. The next one is going to get you oddly like a leg burn, but the reason that we're doing this workout before we get into the stretching is because you want to stretch warm muscles. It's not going to feel good. It's not going to be as easy if you are cold. So we're just trying to warm them up before we get into it. So here we're going to do forward and backward lunges, and I'm probably going to angle myself. Hi, hello everybody. Oh, we got a lot of international. British Columbia, El Salvador, Italy, India. Can't do a split at all, but here to stretch. That's fine, that's fine, that's what we want. Spiro, Oklahoma, Buenos Aires. Wow, hello, hello. Very cool, thank you. Awesome, I like the participation. So now we're gonna do backward lunge and forward lunge, okay? I'm gonna scoot back just so we can stay in it. There, and forward. So notice, this leg is doing all of the moving. So from here, I'm going straight forward and I'm not stopping in the middle. I'm pushing all the way through, forward and back. We're going to do this 10 times. I think that's 5. I'm not sure. 6. Good. Core is tight, chest is tall. 7. Beautiful. 8. And if you're not going as fast as me, that's fine. 9. Just stay with me. And 10. Good. Other side. Here we go. I don't know which way to face. Here we go. And back. 1. Chest is up. 2. Hands can be on your hips. 3, or they can be up here. 4. Yes, feel that burn. 5. That knee and the back should be touching. 6. Breathe. 7. These are tough. 8. 9. Shoulders down and back. And 10. Shake it out. How are those feeling? Give me the emoji of what those made you feel. Mexico, Ireland, Canada. Whew. Thank you so much for being here. All right. So your quads are probably feeling it already, yeah? So now, basically with that reverse lunge, what we're going to do is we're going to add a march, and I want to start to open the hip flexor. So as you step back, right, your shoulders are over your hips, which is over your knee, this position. Then as you come up, don't think so much of driving the knee up. Think of pushing down with this front leg. You push down, squeeze the butt to lift this leg. So what's actually happening is the more I squeeze and push, right, the higher this knee goes. I'm not crunching here. I'm squeezing and pushing. So let's try 5 of that each side. Ready? Step back, up, and squeeze. This will actually work on your balance as well. But you're understanding that when you squeeze your glutes, your hip flexor opens, okay? Give me 1 more, down and up. Beautiful. Other side. I was standing on my right, now I'm standing on my left. Okay, here we go. Step back. I'm going to face this way so you can see what's happening. As we go up, squeeze, and then back down. Your core will be working with you. Your ankle, your toes will be working. If you're wearing shoes, I would recommend taking off your shoes so you can feel the ground. A little more. Good. One more. I think that was 5. Good. How are we doing? How are we doing? I don't know why I'm so out of breath. But stretching in the beginning, it is actually the workout for you, right? And the legs, because they're such big muscles, they help us a lot, and they take a lot of energy to move. All right, so now let's drop it down into a squat, okay? We're in a wide second position, and we're gonna put our hands on our knees. Now from here, we're pushing our knees back to the back wall. Drop one shoulder forward, and then let your spine twist and look up to the ceiling. As you're doing this, I want you to feel your legs continuing to open, okay? Feel it in the hips. And then let's go to the other side. Drop that shoulder down, twist the spine, see if you can get any cracks and pops. Look up to the ceiling. You can rock side to side. Keep pushing those knees back. Don't let them come in, okay? Push the knees back, keep the hips down. Now, if you can, bring your elbows to your knees and rock side to side. Good. I'm interested, but working. Will this be saved? Yes. So I will save this to Women's Health IGTV. There will be a caption as well as resources and links to click in the description. All right. So yes, it'll be saved, and you'll find ways to train like a gymnast and to stretch like a gymnast as well. Okay. Cool. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do an active stretch, right? I want you to understand the difference between active and passive stretching. So active means your muscles are helping to get you into the position. So for example, if I am here, like when we're doing the march to the stand, the more that I squeeze my butt, the hips open more, right? They go into extension versus flexion, this angle of the hip. So I'm actively using my muscles to create more range of motion. As we do this, basically 90-degree lunge, all right? So we're here, I'm trying to think, if I just tuck my shirt in, let's make that a look, let's make it a style, okay? We're happening, we're cool, look at that, okay? So from here, right, what I want you to do is tuck the hips under, okay, like you have a tail and it's going through your legs, okay? Squeeze that bottom butt, and then feel like you're dragging your back knee towards your front heel, okay? Drag it forward and drive. So as you're actively squeezing, tucking, and dragging, you should feel that light up the front of the hip. Now, keep your ribs in and your core tight. As you squeeze here, you're going to prevent yourself from going into your low back, which is what we don't want. We don't want our flexibility to come from just using the structure and the bones of our body. We want our muscles to actually get more flexible, okay? So you're still holding this stretch. Make sure your hips are forward, not turning out to the side, yeah? Okay, so we're here, tucking, squeezing, dragging. Beautiful. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. Hello, hello, okay? Now, from here, keeping that same tuck, squeeze, and drag, you're going to lean forward and back. Lean forward and back. Notice nothing is changing, okay? I'm just leaning. I'm not dropping. I'm not changing anything. I'm keeping the same squeeze, and I'm just kind of hinging and keeping that control. Now we're going to go to the other side, all right? So the reason that this is going to help you with your splits, right, is because we're working on, one, strengthening the muscles. So tuck, squeeze, and feel like that back knee is dragging towards the front heel, okay? Activate. And then you're also, so you're strengthening the muscles to help you, but you're also opening up in different ways and new ways so that you can understand basically the anatomy of your body, so that when you're trying your splits, you're like, oh, my hip flexor is tight today. Oh, this is my hamstrings restricting me, so I need to work on that. Versus like, I don't know why I can't get flatter. I don't know why. And then you push yourself and you tear, which is what we don't want, okay? Let's try those leans, okay? Rock forward and back. Keep the same engagement as you lean forward and back. Keep the control. You're doing awesome. Good. Give me a thumbs up if you are still doing this with me. I know some of you are just watching and learning, which is fine. I just want to know who I'm actually talking to. All right. Let's get into our low back a little bit. Don't worry, we will stretch, okay? If at any point during this you feel like you're not able to have that range, you can use a yoga strap, you can use sliders, you can use yoga blocks to help you get higher. Totally fine. Thumbs down. Okay, you're not doing it. It's fine. So you're in a butterfly here, okay? Feet are together, knees are trying to get down towards the ground, all right? Let's do a couple of circles here. We're going to open up our hips, our low back, a couple circles each direction. So there's 3, other way. Just watching for now. That's totally fine. And hopefully you might learn something new and you'll be like, oh, I'm going to try that the next time I'm in yoga, the next time I'm stretching, the next time, whatever it is that you're doing. Beautiful. Now from here, I want you to put your left hand, and it's going to be weird. I know the screen is flipped in reverse, but just listen to my words that I'm saying. Left hand to the right ankle, right hand behind the head. You're going to sit up tall. You're going to twist that right elbow back towards the back wall, and then you're going to tip your left shoulder towards your left knee. As you're doing this, the right elbow is facing towards the ceiling, trying to open up. You should feel this stretch in your low back. Really round the back, make a C shape, really curve it, okay? But keep that elbow facing the ceiling like a laser beam is shooting right out of it. Come back up, other side. Right hand to left ankle, left hand behind the head, okay? Twist that left elbow to face the back wall. This right shoulder comes towards the right knee. Now, as you are doing this, bring that left elbow open and up towards the ceiling, round the back. Keep it open, round the back, keep it open. You should feel this in your low back, okay? Try to keep those knees down. This is the active part of the stretch, right? So we're actively using our glutes to keep our legs open, all right? So we're strengthening the glutes while stretching the low back. And then round forward in front of you here. So now let's get into basically our hamstrings, all right? This is going to be a little tougher for some of you. So now if you have a chair or if you want to do this on the ground, you can. So if you have a chair, right, or like a couch or something, you can try this standing, which is totally fine. Everything we're doing can be done standing, okay? So you have that option. Otherwise, you'll just be on the floor with me, okay? So you're here. You're going to be on your back knee. Now, this is where I would recommend using yoga blocks just to keep your alignment right and your posture right, okay? So your front foot is flexed, which means toes are up. This is point, this is flex, okay? We're here. Our chest is tall. Now, our hips are facing forward. As we decide to go forward, we're not rounding forward to this. See my back? We want our back flat. So I want you to think of pushing the hips back. Notice when you push the hips back, oh look, I get my blocks to the ground when I focus on my hips. I feel that stretch right away, okay? And again, if you are standing, you're just not going to use blocks. You're just going to hinge back, okay? Beautiful. Hello, hello. Good. Hopefully you're feeling that stretch. Now, if your front leg looks like this is bent. We want straight. So you might need to come up a little bit to keep your legs straight. Totally fine. Because no matter where you're at, you can still stretch for your splits. If you're like, I'm nowhere close to a split, or this looks like my split, you can still stretch it here. And then maybe over time, you might get here, right? That's still progress. And for flexibility, progress is measured in millimeters, and that's totally fine, okay? Just know that. Trust your body that it will be okay and it will be progress. Now, with this front leg, I want you to bring it across the body so your front heel is in front of your back knee. So if you can see, this is square. This is what I'm doing, okay? So I'm keeping my body forward, but the leg just comes across. We don't want to turn it out. We want the toes up to the ceiling, same hinge. Now, that will change the stretch very intensely to the outside of the leg. So hopefully you're feeling that stretch here. Keep the toe up. Don't let it turn out. Keep it up. And keep hinging. And if you want to, you can kind of come up and down and give a little bit of dynamic movement, but this stuff is all very helpful for your splits, because then you'll understand, all right, if I'm not able to keep my legs straight in my splits, that means my hamstring is feeling a little bit of the stress, so I need to work on my hamstring separately. If you're like, I can't get my back leg down, my front leg is down, but it doesn't look like a good flat split, your hip flexor is probably tight and you're going into your low back. So it's important to understand your splits so you can figure out what to change and how to make it better. All right, beautiful. Now, what we're going to do here, I'm going to scoot over so you can see. We have 3 hamstring muscles, yeah? We just we stretched the middle and then we stretch the outside. Now we're going to stretch the inside. So one leg is going to go out to the side here. All right. I have a bent leg back here. I'm on my back leg bent. You can flex the foot or you can point it. Now what's going to happen is as I slide this leg out, I might need to adjust my blocks to go lower. All right. I can be here, or I can go lower. I can go down to my elbows, or if you are all the way flat, this is like a half frog position. All right, you can go all the way flat if you need to. Now we're going to hang out here for just a little bit, okay? It might be uncomfortable, but it should not be painful. It should feel like a discomfort level of maybe a 4 to a 6 out of 10, all right? And if the comments are in my face, please let me know and I can adjust the screen. But here, I'm giving myself little rocks forward and back, okay? Because the muscles should be a little bit warm right now, so this should be helpful. And I don't want you to just go straight into your splits or do backflips into splits like some of my friends do. I want you to warm up properly and safely. I don't have even a quarter of her muscle. Oh, I also lit this very strategically. I have side lighting, which always makes things look better because you just you know where the light is. I was a competitive gymnast. Now I own a company called Train Like a Gymnast, which helps people learn how to do the strength, the conditioning, the flexibility that gymnasts do. And it can be for anybody, any level, all right? Come on out. We're going to do all of that same stuff on the other side, all right? So we're starting here, other leg in front, okay? This is just the normal straightforward one, yeah? So we're here. We're going to hinge our hips back. I'm going to face this way. We're going to hinge our hips back. Oh, look, our hands, our blocks come to the ground, right? If you are here, I need you to really make sure that your back is flat and you're not here. We used to have to stretch like this, but this is actually incorrect. It's helpful for really feeling a deep stretch, but when it translates into splits or leaps or jumps, it's better to actually train and stretch up here because you're keeping it in the exact position that you want to be for a leap or a jump or a split, right? So we are nice and flat with our chest up, our hips are back, right? This is my position. I want you to copy this as best you can, even if you're standing with your leg on a chair, okay? I can't read that. My shoulders are nice, thank you. Yes, I was a gymnast, exactly. Yeah, train like a gymnast is my jam. So we're hanging out here. Remember, I always kind of move in my stretches. And there's nothing wrong with moving. You don't have to sit here still like the whole time. Stretching doesn't have to be boring. It doesn't have to be painful. It can be fun, and you can learn while you're doing it. You're learning your body. So even if you kind of shift your hips side to side and you're like, oh, whoa, what's that? Like that's a new different stretch, or that gets me deeper into this position, or I feel like some tension, resistance there, that's how you're going to know how to fix it, okay? All right, now from here, you're going to bring that foot across the body, okay? So front heel is in front of the back knee. Remember this one? We're here. We go boop. Now it's right in front. Our body stays the same. We hinge again, okay? As we hinge again, that's when we're really feeling that stretch on the outside of the leg, okay? Still thinking about your form and your posture here, so roll your shoulders down and back, open the chest, all right? And really keep that back flat, almost like a banana back, like a slide. Someone could ski down your back and swoop off, yeah? Good, okay. Now, as you're doing this one in particular, do not let this front leg turn out. Keep the toes up to the ceiling. Back is flat, chest is open. It's okay if you start to shake a little bit. If you're squeezing this leg straight, remember, when you're stretching your hamstring, if your leg is bent, your hamstring is not fully stretched, fully lengthened, okay? So then you might need to come up taller to get that leg straight. Nothing wrong with being up here. Everyone will look different as we're doing these stretches, okay? And that's totally fine. I want this to work for you. Just know that you can absolutely train your splits even if you don't have your splits. And if you have your splits, you can also work on training your oversplits, okay? Beautiful. Now, remember, we're going into that inner thigh. So that leg is going to come out to the side, okay? We're going to stay nice and open. We're going to start to slide that leg out, adjust. If you have blocks, if you don't have blocks, it's fine. You can use a chair, you can use your hands on the ground, whatever works, okay? What time do you used to train, or did I used to train? As a gymnast, I didn't make it to collegiate, but I made it to level 8, and we were training 3.5 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so, yeah, math is like 18 something hours. Okay, so now we're here rocking back and forth. There are a lot of people who train way longer than that, and it's like basically their part-time job. But we're also, what Train Like a Gymnast does, we're on a mission to change gymnastics culture. We don't want these kids to feel forced. We want it to be fun. We want to bring the best parts of gymnastics out again. And then we also want to normalize adult gymnastics. So like if you are here watching and you're like, I want to do gymnastics, it shouldn't be weird. If anybody can go to a park and play a game of pickup soccer or, shoot some hoops for basketball, if there's an open patch of grass, why not have a bunch of people come around like tumbling on the grass, like fun? Like that should be normal, that should be fine, and that's all of what we're a part of changing. So if you want to be a part of that mission, you can join Stretch Like a Gymnast, which is one of our comprehensive courses for this kind of thing. You can also get a free month-long workout calendar with a bunch of follow-along workouts like this, and that's at trainlikeagymnast.com/calendar, okay? So there's so many different ways to get involved. We have a retreat coming up in August in Utah. So if you want to come train in person, right, with a small group, we're limiting the number of retreaters to 10 retreaters only. We already have spots taken. So if you're really interested in wanting to like have that connection, do personal development, actually train in person, get hands-on spotting and corrections, and be around people like-minded people, you belong at this retreat. So trainlikeagymnast.com/retreat. It's a really awesome experience. It'll be our third one, and we can't wait. Hopefully the world gets a little better. Now, hopefully you're like, okay, that was long enough in that stretch. All right. Now we're going to work on our front splits. So that was like working on your middle. You can go into a full middle split if you want, but the primary focus of today's class was for your front splits. So now what you're going to do is the same thing that we did before, right? This hamstring stretch. But we're going to point our foot this time, okay? Now we're going to slide that leg out as far as we can. Once our blocks hit the ground or our hands, right, we stay there with our chest over our hip. Now what happens here is a lot of times, pay very close attention to my back hip. As people slide down, this starts to happen, right? They turn out and they open up to the side. Then we're just sitting on our butt. This is not a split, okay? Even if you face this way, this is not a split, okay? Because this right here shows me that your hip flexor is really tight. And I have a personal problem with my hip flexor, so I need to train my splits square. So I would rather be up here and slide as low as I can, right? Keeping that back knee hidden, keeping this hip forward as if someone were standing on my butt, on my back glute, right? I want to make sure I'm stretching and opening this hip the same way that we were in that 90-degree tuck, squeeze, drag stretch, right? I want to feel that squeeze in the glute and the compression and control in the core, all right? So slide it down as low as you can. Now, when you're in your split or as far as you can go, right, you don't want to be in front of your body. This is the hardest part for me as well. So if you have blocks or a chair or something, use them to push yourself back and upright. Now, if you feel this going into your back, right, you might be a little too low, and then your back is going to be what makes a split. But if you translate this to a jump, you're not going to be in a split. Or a standing split in yoga, right? If you're like, I can do the splits, but I can't do a standing split. That is the difference between your passive flexibility and your active, okay? So what I want you to do is come back up a little bit and practice here, because you should definitely feel a stretch here. Now, like I said, I have my over splits, my leg can go up, I can go flat on the floor, all of that. But when it comes to a standing split, and I will show you, that is not a full split, right? And you're like, why can't I get that like yoga line where all those like influencers have that beautiful split? That is because the glutes for me are not strong enough to keep my body in that range of motion. So I need to work on the strengthening and the opening of this hip. So we're still hanging out here, and then we'll do our other side, and I will let you go after that. You guys are doing great. Thank you for hanging in there. So we're really stretching square here, staying tall. Now I'm really actively squeezing my glutes here so that I can open this hip flexor. Okay, you can rock side to side. You need to make sure this front leg is not doing this, okay? So if it is, go up higher until you can get it straight with a pointed toe, okay? And then from here, let's relax for 10 seconds, as low as you can. It's okay if it comes a little unsquare, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Other side. Okay, so remember we start up here. Okay, falling. We start up here. We point the foot, our leg is straight. Now we start with the hinge back and the front foot slides as far as it can. Okay, remember staying square. Hips are facing forward. Adjust your blocks if you have them. Keep them by your hips, not in front of you. This is more hamstring, and that's neglecting your hip flexor. So keep that chest up. Find that squareness. Squeeze the back glute. All right? I can't read. I can't read. Is this considered Pilates? No. This is just stretching. Yes, in your booty and your back, you will feel the active, basically flexibility trying to keep you in that position, staying tall and squeezing. Keep stretching. Just because I'm out of it doesn't mean that you should be out of it. Good. Yes, normalize adults learning new things. Absolutely. That is it. Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Good. Okay. Thank you. We're still in it. So that left leg right here. Oh, I have a lot of space. You can see my back leg. Okay, so we're here. Nice and tall. Remember, front leg is straight, toe is pointed, staying tall. Hide that back knee. If you look behind yourself and you can see your kneecap peeking out the side, you need to lift up your leg, tuck it under, and hide it. That's what's going to make you, oh, my microphone popped out upside down. That's why it was looking so big. There we go. Okay, so now we're here. You can rock side to side, you can squeeze, you can twist, whatever tiny little movements you want, okay? Breathe and relax, stay tall. You should still be actively squeezing the glutes, okay? Pulling the shoulders down and back, staying tall. Don't forget you have a front leg, okay? Straight and point. Now we're gonna slide down and hold that lowest split that we can for 10 seconds, all right? And this side, I think I injured myself. I think I tore something a couple weeks or months ago because it still feels very odd. So listen to your body. If it feels painful, like, be okay. Take your time. It's fine. Listen to your body. All right, so now for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, shaky, shaky, 3, 2, and 1. Come on out. Good work. All right, how do you guys feel? If you want to do a final middle split with me, I've never had my middle splits in my life, okay? Some of you might have your middle splits. My boyfriend does. I might toss him in here, we'll see. But the way you can get into your middle splits is you stand like this, right? You let your toes turn out, and then you can slide down, and you can use the blocks to help you get wherever you need to be, okay? And you're keeping your chest up. If you do not want to do your middle splits today, you do not have to. You can also hold a frog, which is both legs bent, okay? Adjust to where you need to be. Same thing here. You want to stay flat in a line, keeping your legs straight. Feet can be flexed, feet can be pointed. Totally up to you. If you want to give some movement back and forth, you can. You're doing awesome. And then maybe you're like, oh, I don't need those blocks anymore. I'm just going to stay on my elbows or on my chest, all right? Giving back and forth. We're almost there. Hopefully you're lower than you thought you would be. What I want you to do after this session, I want you to take a picture of your front, your right split, your left split, and your middle split. Just take a picture no matter where you're at, because that is your before, that is your starting point. And if you are able to do this workout or this stretch, or you stretch continuously and consistently, you're going to notice change over time. So I want you to have a before so you can see. Pictures don't lie. I mean, they do. But when you take them yourself, they don't lie. And that's a better gauge. Be like, oh, I feel tight today, or oh, I was lower here. All right? Take them wearing the same thing. Take them in the same place. And you're going to notice the more consistent you are, the more you stretch, the better you will get. Okay? Go ahead and come out slowly and safely. Bend your knees. That one's always hard for me to get out very slowly. Oh, good work. All right. Yes, I hope you guys, if you weren't able to do it today, I hope you were able to go back when it comes on your newsfeed, save this post, and then do it as much as you want. This will eventually be in one of our calendars, our Train Like a Gymnast calendars, the freebie, as well as in our new membership, which is launching May 24th, which is really exciting because we basically are redoing our entire membership. And if you want access to unlimited on-demand videos, which there will only be more the longer you're a member, as well as live classes from multiple instructors. That's coming. So just know it's in the works, and I hope you can join. You will be alerted if you are on our email list. All right, you can get the free calendar. You can join Stretch Like a Gymnast if you like this and you want to keep getting more bendy. There's so many ways to get involved, and I hope I see some of you at our retreat in August in Utah. That'd be fun. Hi, I want to meet you. All right. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining. Oh, I'm glad you thought that was helpful. Sometimes, I feel like I'm talking to a specific person. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to just like people all over the world. But if it helped you, that is really my main goal. Danielle, going into middle split, that way it puts pressure on my knees. Me too. Is there an alternative way to go in? Yes. Okay, so if you have like knee issues, mine kind of feel like they're gonna almost snap down. You can do one at a time this way. You can also really focus on turning out, sliding out this way. Okay, so as you slide, think about toe up until you get there. I would also recommend doing the half frog, the full frog, which is both knees bent, okay, until you get more flexible in your groin before you go like full into legs straight, okay? So do not worry. You can do them both different ways. Your split was better than you expected. Probably all the workout and prep we did beforehand. It's amazing, isn't it? Versus just like popping into your split. When you actually get them warm, you treat them right, you do, okay, hamstring, front leg, hip flexor, back leg. Also glutes, strengthening, getting your core engaged and tight. All of that will help you. So I hope you guys do this over and over and over and over again, because there is nothing wrong with repeating and stretching every single day, okay? I hope you guys stretch after each workout, okay? Try not to just end and then just like walk away. Try to stretch. I know it's hard. I have been a gymnast for over 20 years, and I haven't stretched recently, but it takes a long time to get these results. So do not force yourself or rush yourself into getting your splits. That's when injury happens. All right, let me see if there are any other questions before I sign off. Practicing right now with you. Yes, get that split, get it. I want to see. So when you guys take the picture afterwards, you take your front splits, your right splits, your left splits, and your middle splits. Take a picture, put it on your story, do something public accountability, and tag me so I can see it at Danielle Gray Fit. Retired gymnast, can't wait to get flexible again. I love it. Yes, and if you guys want a full comprehensive course that's self-paced, go to trainlikeagymnast.com/stretch. Okay, we have a program called Stretch Like a Gymnast, and we'd love to have you in there. Take your time, you get lifetime access, all right? Yes, this is recorded. It will be ready for you to save. Thank you so much for being here. I've had a great time with you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.